Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Q&A tonight. Oh, my tops. Tonight we're talking about one of my favorite subjects when it comes to sponsorship proposals, around what benefits can we offer our sponsors. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages of benefits that are not limited that you can be potentially offering your sponsor. So when it comes to identifying those benefits, the most important thing you need to ascertain from your prospective client or prospective sponsor is what is their marketing objective. So are they looking for sales? Are they looking for lead generation? Or are they looking for brand awareness? So until you know that kind of core information, it's really hard to know exactly what to put into your sponsorship proposal. So having a clear idea around what benefits you can offer, it's really important. I'm going to put some up onto the screen. Hopefully this works, because some people like me share. No, whoops. Stop sharing this. Hang on, wrong screen. Try that again. Can that come up? I don't know. All right. If you've got any questions around benefits, guys, please pop them in there. No, and that's not going to work either. That's not very good, Linda. Sorry about that, guys. I was hoping to pull out the benefits. Anyway, as I said, I've got tons of pages here. If you do want a quick resource guide, just put in resource guide into the comments and I'll send that out to you. But basically, we'll go through some of these 7 pages, so forgive me for putting my head down to read. And these are things that more so than just a sticker. It's really, this is what can make or break your sponsorship proposal and negotiations. It's really important that you, again, have a clear understanding of what this prospective is after when it comes to benefit and knowing what you can actually provide. And again, this takes a little bit of time to actually think about and to put into place. But once you've got that list already established, it's easier to pull on it going forward. So some of these ideas that we've got here, and this is where I like it because I said it gets really creative. And we also go through this a lot more detail in our career development course. So if you are wanting to work with us and know some more information about our career development course, just put in CD into the comments and I'll send you some more information. But what kind of things can you offer beyond a sticker? So your car can be available for trade shows and events. Obviously, trek days, we've got press coverage, online mentions, so social media, customer events, race hospitality, video content, photography, exposure to a loyal audience online and at racetrack, community engagement, public speaking. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do, but it's really important that you try and break them all down. So we go through and we break them all down into each individual sections. So for example, you might love, thanks Andrew, no worries. You might love public speaking. I obviously don't, but if you do, and that is your thing, you can provide public speaking, say for corporate functions, team building sessions, for clients and local business residents and staff rewards. So again, when it comes to these benefits, this is where you need to think outside of just the motorsport realm. Okay, so you're not just thinking about what you can do for the car or on your vehicle or bike or whatever product that you have. It's around about what kind of skill sets that you have. And so again, when we put out sponsorship proposal templates, one of the questions we have there is like, what are your hobbies and what are your skill sets? For example, you might have seen that last year or the year before, Thomas Randall can play the piano. And so he, I think it was at one of the awards or for a sponsorship night, he was actually the musician playing the music for the night. So like that's something a little bit different. I think on the Formula Ones, I've seen the guys doing some cook-offs. Again, from a sponsor's perspective, they probably wanted someone to do that, but maybe that was, I'm pretty sure it was one of the driver's skill set as well, that he really enjoyed cooking. So back onto the public speaking, so just again, some things you could do. You could be at the keynote presentation. Everyone's got a story to tell. Remember, we're going to look into branding in a couple of weeks' time, about identifying your brand, and we're going to work out how do we tell our story. It could be motivational presentations. You might have a fantastic story about how you got into racing. Team building workshops. Again, you could be around a sports activity. It could be a walk and talk session that you're doing. If you're a personal trainer or you love fitness, you could do an ongoing or one-off fitness sessions. You can be obviously just doing presentations to the sponsors after a specific activity or an event. So things like if they've got a store launch, maybe you can be the MC, or maybe you can come down and be interviewed. Yes, you could bring your card down. There's so many things you can do around this realm of benefits for sponsors. Be available for in-store activities, product launches, and product training sessions. Obviously, being available for their expos and trade shows, open days, training days, community days, being one of their ambassadors, being a model in their catalogs or websites. Attending their community events, the in-house functions, health coaching. As I said, guys, there's lots and lots of pages we can go through. But it's really important that you just work out what you can offer, what are your skill sets. Another thing we can do is around product, service, testings, and reviews. And as I've always said, sorry about that. Testimonials is really key. Everybody's after a testimonial. So if you haven't already done a testimonial for your sponsor, please make sure that you do. And again, just ask them, where would they love that testimonial? Is it on Google My Business? Is it on their Facebook page? It could be both. Is it on their website? Is it a written one? Is it a verbal one? But whichever way that you can get that testimonial to them would be fantastic. You might want to write a review. So they might just be a product sponsor for you, but to say thank you, and in exchange for that product sponsorship, you might actually write a review about that product. So again, is it for the website? Is it for their social media? But again, that's that communication you need to have with them. You might do some product testing and provide them feedback. So maybe it is a part for your car or vehicle, and maybe you can test it on their behalf and then be part of that process. And again, that's your benefit to that sponsor. Networking. So networking is obviously massive. I last week went to a first aid course, and there was only 6 of us, and one of the guys just said that he competes in motorsports, and we started chatting, and now he's a client. So I'm always saying, wherever you go, you need to be networking. Whether you're going to school or you're catching the bus, you're at the coffee shop, you never know who knows somebody, and they might have an interest in motorsports or looking for a new marketing avenue. And again, especially when we're in this realm talking about sponsorship, it's all about different marketing opportunities for them and their businesses. And you never know who, like their parents, their friends could be that could assist you further. So networking is really big. I always recommend the guys and girls to join up to your local business directory, the local councils, get on board with those. Again, you might have a love for public speaking, and you might belong to the Lions Club already, and that's the one way that you network. Obviously online, you can join online sports clubs and associations, different sporting groups, business groups. You might even set up your own networking group, especially if you're a small business owner, that can help small businesses maybe do lead generation, but at the end of the day, you're pushing the motorsport side of your business. What else? So social media activities and content team. There's heaps of stuff that you can do. So there's visual content, written content. So things like obviously the sponsor's logo and trademarks. I always love doing the tattoos for the kids at the races as part of an activation. They're pretty fun. Again, modeling. So written content. You might yourself love writing and not so much the public speaking. And so therefore, you might be happy to write maybe a review for them in their weekly newsletter, or you might put a fitness and nutrition video if you've got that skill set. You might be doing a monthly race report as one of their ambassadors. Again, depending on what your skill set is, you can try and incorporate that. Like if you love cooking, you might be providing them with a recipe every month for their staff members to become healthier. There's so much that you can do as far as benefits goes, and it's really unique and bespoke to that prospective client that you're wanting to tap with. What else? Offer to host competitions on your Facebook page, win a product by liking sponsors. Product placements and promotional posts in natural, non-salesy ways, offered increased audience through sponsorships through your combined network. For those guys that are just jumping on now, a little bit later, I've got about 6 or 7 pages here of benefits that I can send out to you. So if you're interested, just pop in the resource guide in the comments and I'll send that out to you. But again, when it comes to developing the benefits, regardless of whatever category, it comes to also thinking about what hobbies and skill sets that you have that you can help implement. And again, just think outside of the motorsport realm, okay? It doesn't just have to be motorsport related. What else have I got on my list here? All right, so community, corporate and sporting events, obviously representing your sponsors. We spoke about the trade shows, the open days, charity events, using the products obviously at the race meeting. Can assist with seminars, demonstration or display opportunities at the racetrack. So I know with Shannon's Nationals that you can, like your sponsor can have a marquee there. Don't quote me, but it's around about $2,500 a day for them to do it. So if that's their target market that's in attendance, that could be a benefit to them as well, especially if they're trying to get into the motorsport market. But if not, maybe that the right demographic is there at the market. And last week we touched base around about knowing your demographics. And in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to do a social media insight ones and working out who is your demographic, who is actually your real true followers. So that's going to help. But a lot of the categories now are putting out their own, I guess, sponsorship perspective packs. And within that, it doesn't contain that information around the demographic of the categories. So make sure you get that information because it's really important to put into your proposal as well. What else do we have? There's heaps of things. Obviously, you can invite them to come and to attend the race course. We know, like with corporate hospitality, like say, for example, karting and drifting don't necessarily have corporate hospitality, but you know, it's like, what else could you do? So maybe as opposed to doing corporate hospitality at the track, of course, you can invite them to the track, but especially if you're racing a national series, why don't you do every Friday night or the Thursday night before the race meeting that you might host a dinner at the local pub and that all the sponsors could come there or all their affiliates could come to the pub and they can still meet you, they can still do a meet and greet. It's probably even a little bit more relaxed for you because you don't have to race to say hello to everybody during when you're actually racing. But there's things like that you can do. You might even have like Sunday night drinks after the race meeting at the local pub. So again, it's just depending on yourself and your category. Yes. And of course, when it comes to benefits, it really doesn't matter if you're a beginner into motorsports, amateur or professional. Okay, what you can offer is what's going to be your difference and why people will want to invest with you as opposed to somebody else. They're not wanting to see on their proposal, we're happy to put your logo, all our uniforms and vehicle and cart trailers, all right? They're wanting more. And again, just recapping that you've got to find out initially what does that sponsor want? Are they looking for sales? Ideally, most of them, yes. How can you get them sales? What do you have in your skill set to bring them sales? Are they looking for lead generation? So if they're looking for lead generation, that's where you can do more things like competitions online, or you could have a box. I'm just going to grab something. You could have, like, we've all seen these boxes. Might have a box like this. This is my boot camp style, but you might have a thing like that on your desk at the front of your pits. Okay, or are they just simply happy to have brand awareness? But until you know one of those three things, it's really hard to work out those benefits that you can offer. All right, what else have we got? Okay, so we do have something here around about like logo placement, and as we know, that can be through clothing, the website, Facebook banners, media releases, photos and videos, your own merchandise as well. You just need to get creative around that logo placement. We spoke about testimonials. And of course, you can become their ambassador as well. And once you become an ambassador, that's when you can start getting a little bit more creative on what you can actually offer. But of course, if you are an ambassador, you'll be doing things like product launches, running events, attending events for the sponsor, product endorsement. There's lots. Media coverage and web events, again, like it's just about putting that marketing head on and thinking about kind of benefits you can offer as well as activations that you can do at the track. As I said, guys, if you'd like the resource guide, just put resource guide into the notes and I'll send you out a copy. And of course, as I mentioned before, but we do go through that in more detail in our course, Career Development Program. So if you want some more information about our online course, just put in CD into the comments and I'll send that out to you. Now, I forgot what we're doing next week, but I think, it's social media post next week. So next week we're going to talk about social media content and what kind of content to put out there. Again, I've got a checklist, a couple of pages of ideas for you, as well as a 30-day planner. So make sure you tune in to next Monday at 8 o'clock. Of course, team, if you do have any questions, make sure you pop them into the comments and I'll answer them for you tonight or in the next couple of days or anytime. Utilize that sponsorship group. And don't forget to invite your motorsport family and friends across to the group so they can get benefit from these live sessions as well. Thanks again, guys, for joining me tonight. I hope you got some tips there. My ears blocked, so sorry if I'm rambling. It's just started. I'm going to go. Again, post anytime, ask any questions, happy to help where I can. Oh, tomorrow, for the next 12 days, guys, we've got 12 days of Christmas gifts coming up. So if you're looking for some sock fillers, or if you've been interested in some of our services, they are going to be reduced over the next 12 days. So stay tuned to the main Facebook page over at Motivate Training, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Good night.